Hey, there's a certain point in time when toddlers start asking a lot of questions. Usually 3 or 4 is when it hits because their language has finally gotten to a point where they're able to ask a lot of questions. They have enough language to do that. There's lots of ways to help reduce this. One of the main ones would be to make sure you're teaching your child the proper function of everything as you're introducing it to them, whether it's a spoon, a fork, a plate, a chair, a toy, a book, whatever it is. You know, we use books for reading, we use the table to eat at, we use the table for art projects, we use the chair to sit in, we might use it as a stool every once in a while with supervision, being a child, that type of thing. Um, so that's always one great way to help this. But the other thing is because they're trying to piece together the whole world and figure out how everything works, sometimes they'll start asking the same question over and over again, even though they already know the answer to the question. They might not have asked it a whole lot, so it might still be fresh to them. But we want to be sensitive in this situation to their needs and not dismiss it. But at the same time, we want to let them know that they already know the answer to this question. So usually, what I'll say to little one is, "Hey, little one, um, that's such a great question. However, I think you already know the answer to that question. Do you mind thinking about it and trying real quick and tell me if you know what the answer is?" And they'll try. And then after being like, "Thank you for trying. I'm so glad you thought of the answer," or "Thank you for trying. That's not quite the answer, but let me explain it to you," and then elaborate. Because this is how they're figuring out how the world works, and this is a really important stage for them. This is also a great way to expand their vocabulary, because you can change out the words, from bedside table to nightstand, for a different question, or uh, the restroom to the bathroom for a different question. You can change out vocabulary and start introducing them to new vocabulary. But this is just one really great way to help them feel independent, start thinking for themselves, and also to give them the positive reinforcement for starting to put the world together in their own mind. Anyway, rock on, like, follow, share.